You're watching City Channel 4, your window to our community.
I am the supervisor of the Juvenile Court Services Office in Johnson County. I'd like to welcome you all to our fourth public forum of the DMC committee. We're very excited about this one. Historically, in the past, they've been held during business hours, so we haven't been able to have youth and family present to hear their voices. So we are very excited about what's happening tonight. I have cut back my comments to as short as I possibly can so we can get to the meat and potatoes of the program. I first would like to recognize members of the DMC committee that have worked very hard. I'll start with co-chair Sarah Barron. Could you all stand up or raise your hand? Thank you all. Latasha Massey is the other co-chair, but she is on her, or Deloach. She's only been married for like 4 years. Latasha Deloach is on her way to Wake Forest University to rub elbows with Melissa Harris Perry for the weekend. So we're all a little jealous of that. But she regrets not being able to be here tonight. Also, the School of Social Work, we have two interns, Kirby Velez and Emmy Morgan, who have just worked tirelessly in this effort and gotten this wonderful turnout. And we also have quite a number of elected officials in the audience. If you'd all like to please stand and be recognized. We're very excited that you're here. This is a very important issue. And so we're glad you're here to participate. And lastly, I'd like to recognize the sponsors that have provided the food, all of the food, which there's a lot of, so please continue to help yourself. The Johnson County Attorney's Office, Mary and Jim McHugh, the Coalition for Racial Justice, the Black Voices Project, and City Channel 4, who is documenting this forum tonight, and it'll be available for view at a later date. But just so everybody is aware, they are going to be filming here tonight. So I will just do a brief overview of what's going to happen tonight, and then I will let it get started. So we're going to begin with a youth panel, which will be moderated by Hamza Omar. He's worked with youth in this community for as long as I can remember in all kinds of different formats. So we're very excited for that. All these will last approximately 45 minutes. That will be followed by the researchers from the University Public Policy Center, and they'll be presenting the results of their equity research project. This is all cutting edge. I think it was just released to the school board on Tuesday night. So you are all going to be some of the first people to hear about it. And that will be followed by Assistant County Attorney Patricia Weir, who's going to discuss some really important differences between the juvenile court system and the criminal court system. And so all of the youth in the room need to pay particular attention to that, as do the parents. She's very passionate about that, and I think that'll be translated in her presentation. So I think that's all the things. Oh, and I also do want to mention, because what I would like to charge each and every one of you to do is to pay particular attention to what the youth have to say, as well as to the information that's going to be presented for the rest of the evening. And I would like you to each think about what you can do personally or through the organizations that you're associated with that can help us advance this cause, because it's an extremely important cause, and it takes all of us to make a difference in it. There will be a question and answer period at the very end, so you can either make comments then, or in your folders, there's an evaluation sheet that we would really appreciate you filling out. So any thoughts you have, any opportunities that you see in the community that you think are being missed, or any areas of concern that you don't think are being addressed. Any and all of those things on this sheet, we would greatly appreciate it. So thank you all for coming.
Good evening. My name's Hamza Omar. I'm the Juvenile Court School Liaison at TREC, Theodore Roosevelt Educational Center. I worked at Southeast Junior High since 1997. I worked there, and for the last couple of years at working with young folks in the community and at the school, the last 3 years at TREC. So we have some young people that have some interesting stories and things to share. I'm going to let them introduce themselves. So, do you want to start on the end?
I'm Devontae Foster. I'm a sophomore at City High School.
My name is Keyshawn Trice. I'm also a sophomore at City High School.
My name is Caprice Bernard, and I'm a senior at City High School.
My name is Raven Mitchell, and I'm a 7th grader at Southeast.
My name is Calvin Sanford. I'm also a sophomore at City High School.
My name is Samaj Mitchell. I'm a junior at City High School.
All right, thank you. So I'm going to start with our first question for the evening. What have your experiences been like in the schools, the local community, local businesses, for example, the malls, the rec center? Have you had experiences with juvenile court services and the Ladders program? And that's for whoever wants to take that, or?
Well, my experiences at the rec center in the summer, not too long ago, me and a police officer had an altercation because he felt like I was in the wrong for not leaving the rec center when I was just waiting on my friend Rob so we can leave the building. And so what had happened in that situation was he came on to me aggressively. He picked me up and he slammed me, and he put his hand in the back of my neck, and he held my other hand, and he was yelling in my ear, telling me stop resisting arrest. I couldn't move my arms, and I was telling him as calmly as I can, like, sir, I cannot move my arms. You have both of my arms. And yet he was still repeatedly yelling in my face, kind of spitting a couple of times, and eventually he heard me, and so he got up off my back, and he allowed me to move my arm to the back of my back. My experiences usually in the community are good, though. Other than that fact, I know a lot of people, and I get along with a lot of families and kids here also. I believe that I'm a respectful kid here in the community of Iowa. Other than that, there was just the one bad altercation there at the rec center that I hope I never have to go again or face again in my life.
Thank you, Keyshawn. Did anyone have any questions, or do we just continue asking students then? Yeah. All right, just keep going. All right, we'll keep on moving. So what would happen to you when you were in these different places? Can you think back to where you knew you were being treated differently? And that can be at any of the locations that we talked about, like school or the community.
I felt a little different when I first came to City High, and I had like a teacher, my child development teacher. We was in the class discussing like how officers like how they're more like tougher on African Americans than like Caucasians, like well minorities. How they are harder on minorities than Caucasians, because like I think they fear us. Cause like one time my teacher, she was like, when we were discussing like the oppressions, we was talking about Black Lives Matter, and she said out of nowhere, she was like, all lives matter. Then we had an argument for the whole class discussing basically that only like minorities, mostly blacks, are like getting like unfair treatment with the police. And she said, she kept like stating that all lives matter. We know all lives matter, but like we just reminding people that like black lives matter too.
Thank you. Why do you believe you were treated differently in the locations you all mentioned? Does anyone have why?
Like whenever I talk about it, like I just think like the teachers, like and people, like Caucasians, I don't think they know how to handle us. Like they don't know how to talk to us or like how to treat us. Like I just, yeah. Like, I don't think they do it intentionally, but I think it's just like they don't know how to talk to us. They don't know how to communicate with us because we communicate differently, and they go about it like ways that we don't like. Yeah.
Thank you. Do you think students of color are treated differently in your school? If so, how are they treated differently?
Color or like in general, like just like
Minority students,
females or like
students of color, just what's your view on why students of color in general are treated differently, or black students?
I would say that some students, yes, they are treated differently, but usually, most people are treated differently based on their actions or how they act in the community or at school or wherever you're at. So, I mean, if you're causing a scene, yelling, and making yourself seem like you're just not like an educated or respectful person, and then most people will try to handle you or get tough or yell at you like you're not a respected or educated person. But some kids who are respected and educated who are black, some people do come off wrong just because of the color of their skin. And I know that some people or some like black kids, yeah, like we get angry and we yell a lot, but I believe you shouldn't just judge one and say that's how all black kids are, because that's not how all black kids are. Some black kids actually are respectful and they do want to go to school and they do want to learn. Most black kids are here to just prove some people wrong, or they're trying to make their families proud. So.
Thank you, Keyshawn. Next question. Do you think the local schools, the community, and the police are working to make positive changes? Do you see any positive changes being made? And if so, what are they?
I'll say no, because I think they want to help, but even my principal said out his own mouth, like, he don't know how to help us. Like, he don't know what to do. I think they want to help, but I don't see, like, things changing. Like, I just don't see it.
I just agree on what Devontae said on how like I don't see anything changing no time soon. Just based off of, like they don't know how to handle us, or like they don't know how to treat us. They don't know like the solution to the problem. So yeah.
I mean, I would say no, things haven't been changing, but I feel like deep down they do want to change things, just like Devontae and Calvin said. Well, what Devontae said, they just don't know what to do. But I believe in some cases you should be ready and you should be prepared for these type of situations. You should know what to do and how to handle them. And if things need to be fixed, I feel like you should have a meeting or get a group of people together to decide on what do you guys need to do on, and work as a team to figure some things out so things can be changed, and the community and the public can also see that also.
Thank you. How would you go about making improvements in the different environments? So how would you improve things in the schools, in the community, with the police, all the different areas we talked about?
Like, I had a lot of friends say, like, they think class should be different. Like, we learned about people from, like, 500 years ago, and that's not interesting. Like, that don't interest us. So we're not engaged in school how we should be. Or, like, things. I just feel like we should interact more in class, like be more social, do more group activities, get everyone involved, make everyone like school, and like not just give up on students so easy, because students can have like one bad try and then like they'll get sent to Tate or to track or something for like, or if someone make a mistake and do something wrong, you just give up on them. And like that's another thing, like if like they treat athletes different, because if an athlete was to make a mistake and do something wrong, then they'll get them another chance and try to like understand their mistake. But if someone that they see as like a bad person, if they make a mistake and do something wrong, like the same mistake that the athlete did, then they'll be quick to send them to Tate or to track and give up on them because they're not like engaged in sports at the school or something. So I think like that needs to change, like treat everyone the same. Like everyone deserves a second chance. Like don't just give up on people that easy as you guys do. Like that's it.
Thank you, Devontae.
Yeah, I was going to also say, in the schools, I think we should have like not all white teachers. I think we need a little mixture, like so we can connect people. I just feel like minorities just feel disconnected when all we see is the same people every day. We don't have nobody to connect to, and I feel like that's why so many kids get kicked out of regular schools, public schools, because they push the people away from them because they can connect. So
Yeah, I just feel like, not to offend anyone, like white Caucasian teachers that can't like really relate to like black people, and it's like it's like we just need more like diversity in the school. I just feel like Caucasian people look down on the minority kids just because of like all the stuff they read in like the history books and all that stuff. So they just look down on us, like, period.
And I think we touched on some of these ideas, but what other ideas do you have on making a difference?
I believe that we should have more like celebrations for achievements of minorities, especially African Americans, and during Black History Month, because like I only been out here like 6 months, but that's like long enough to realize like certain stuff, like because in my old school, like we praise like every day we'll do something like for Black History Month. When I was at City High during Black History Month, all we did was view Selma, and basically kids was just using that as a pass to get out of class. Like it was kids in there on their phone, they were in there talking, they were making jokes. Like that movie was very serious. Like,
Exactly.
a lot of bad stuff happened in the movie.
And it's exactly like during February, during Black History Month, like at City High, you wouldn't even know that it was Black History Month because like they didn't even talk about anything. It was just like a regular day to everybody. And it's like the group I'm in, G World, we like sat there and talked about it. We're like, isn't it Black History Month? Like they wasn't saying nothing, no posters up or nothing. It's like,
What is that sound? And then like the same teacher. And then like the same teacher that Samaje was talking about like she said all lives matter. Like we were talking about Black History Month, and then out of nowhere, like she just came out the blue like, oh, like this month is all about you. Like switch your mic over there.
like what people fail to realize is like, yeah, all lives matter, but all lives are not in jeopardy.
Right, and then like the next day she came, like we came to class, in the beginning of the class, like on the board it was just like a picture of a black dog and a picture of a white dog, and then it was like by the black dog it said like Black Lives Matter, and then by the white dog it said All Lives Matter. Like she did, and then she like went and started making jokes like we was asking her like we was making chicken in class. So one of the students asked like, can we make wings? And she was like, why? So we can fry it and put hot sauce on it, something like that. Like and then she got away with it. Like ain't nothing happened to her. Like they talked to her. I don't know. Like
all schools need like after school programs, like for minorities and like not also like minorities, but like for also white people, well, Caucasians that don't feel like they fit in with the people that's like that put on a pedestal. I just feel like they should, like, you know what I'm saying, just get put in a place where they can fit in and succeed, and instead of just not thought about and like just throw it under the bus because they don't have what it takes to be successful.
I think a lot of black kids and white kids, or whatever race you are, we need to have some type of program where everyone can just come together and express how you feel and express what you see on the community and express like how you want things to change from your eyes, or just have like some programs with each other to express like, yeah, Black lives matter, but all lives do matter also. Like to express just like we're here to learn also. We're not here to just mess up or just, I don't know, just like not focus as some people would say. As some people think black kids just go to school because they have to, but no, I believe that we need to have more programs, more than just Black History Month, but also any other thing, any type of game that we can play to show that black kids are also engaged in school and are ready to learn.
And then I think we both we all just need to try to understand each other better, because I just think they don't know, they're not used to dealing with us, and then they got to understand where we come from. We're not from here. We're from the ghetto. We're not used to this. And school in Chicago is fun. You having fun every day. It's not just all bad. Your grades good in Chicago. School is easier because it's fun and it's all black teachers, the opposite. And then it's you're more engaged, and we all been through a lot. I think we all been through stuff that we're not supposed to go through. Right before I moved up here, I had got stuck up and robbed at the age of 14. So we all been through stuff and we just act the way we act from where we came from, where we come from. That's how we act, and they're not used to it. So it's not like we trying to act ignorant or retarded. It's who we are. And it's just...
All right, thank you, Devontae. So we're going to take one more, then we'll take one more, and then we'll take a break and come back.
Some Caucasian teachers don't understand our mindset. It's just not us being how we are. They don't understand us sometimes. And they don't understand we do want to learn, but y'all just talking and just nagging about it is not going to make us interested in anything.
Okay, we're going to take a little break. Thank you, Raven. As you see, we had several more young people who were inspired to join our panel and would like to share their perspectives. So we have a young lady on the end. Is it?
Yeah.
Go ahead and introduce yourself, and then.
My name's Anna. I am a junior at City High.
My name's Asia Parks, and I am a junior at City High.
My name is Jameer, and I'm a sophomore.
My name is Kayla, and I am a junior at City High.
Yeah, I don't think they're on. Oh, they are.
Okay. I don't think this one. Yeah, we're still having Mike.
My name is Sade.
Are these mics on?
Hey. Oh.
My name is Robert Walker, and I'm a sophomore at City High.
My name is Sade Kirby, and I'm a sophomore at City High.
My name is Nick, and I'm a sophomore at Trek.
That's everybody.
Okay, we'll get everybody. All right, so you heard some of the things that we discussed as far as experiences and things that some of the young folks that were on the panel in the beginning shared. Is there anything that stood out in your mind that you'd like to, that some of the folks that joined us would like to share or express?
Oh, okay.
Okay, Anna.
So I'd like to say something that we could work on a lot is So, for example, I'm taking a lot of AP and honor classes, and in many of those classes, I am the only Hispanic in that class, and I have many classes that there's no African Americans in, and I don't think they promote it too much for minorities, and I don't think they do it intentionally, but the Caucasians look down on me thinking that I'm not going to be able to pass that class because I'm Hispanic. But I have a really good GPA, so I am doing pretty good. Yeah. And I just think they need to encourage them more because anyone can do it if they try. And we can all be successful, not just because of the color of our skin.
I just wanted to go back on what they're talking about school and what we learned. And I was also in that child development class, and we were talking about Black History Month. And she said that she didn't feel it was, one of the students said she didn't feel it was important. And the teacher was just kind of in agreement, it's not important. And some of even the people of my color skin said that they didn't feel it was important. And I was kind of mad about it. And my teacher didn't say anything. And I just feel like I really don't enjoy school because we don't learn anything but slavery or about the downfall of our culture, but we don't learn any achievements or anything other than that. Or we'll sit and learn about something like the Constitution, which wasn't even made for us. So I feel like we should learn about something other than that because that's not helping me. Yeah, I know what we came from, but what are we now?
To add on to what she said, every time that month we learn about the same people, Dr. Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, Harriet Tubman, we learn about them every time, the same things over and over every year.
Are those the only people who made accomplishments back then? No, it's not.
We know about every white person that made it.
And then to make it all worse, on the first day of February, we started a unit about slavery, and we going through packets talking about how we are savages and brought over on boats and stuff. And I just don't, I don't agree with it, and I don't like the fact that that's how the school, how the school goes about the month. And I feel like they just neglect the month as a whole.
And even though they do bring up Black people, that's the only time, the whole school year we talk about Black people.
They be disrespectful with it. They passed out bookmarks and everybody just threw them on the floor. And I heard somebody say Black History Month not important, and don't nobody say nothing. Don't nobody speak up, not even the teachers. They just listen and just walk away. And I feel like if you don't say nothing, then you agree.
The month of Black History Month, not in one of my classes did I hear anything about any African American. No, I didn't hear anything. The only time we talked about it was in G World when we started talking about Black History Month and what we should do to promote it, but it never happened in our school.
Do we have anyone else that wanted to weigh in on any of the questions, or?
Maybe the teachers should show a little more attention, one of them were speaking of, let's give an example, a Caucasian was failing a class, they would immediately hey, how are you, how's things at home, are you okay? But if I was to have an F, it'd be okay, whatever, you're gonna drop the class, you're gonna make it next year, that's on you. And they don't expect us to achieve, they set low standards and expect us to be there and be surprised when we achieve anything. So I feel like that's just crazy and that should change, so.
Okay. We talked a lot about school, so is there anything that any of you would like to share about outside of school, maybe in the community, in the malls, in, you know, just anywhere out in Iowa City?
I don't like the fact how everyone looks at a group of black kids where they're all together outside of school or all at the mall. Like, you know, those group of black kids, they can all be educated and they can all be great and powerful young men. I don't like the fact how people get so scared when a black person looks at them at the mall, or how people shape up or get scared. So.
Oh, I agree. Okay.
Sounds like there's a little protest. Yeah. We can wait a second.
Well, I mean, they kind of got a point. All we do really, like, that the white people see is black people fighting a lot against each other. It's like, well, there's more than just fighting against each other. Like, we, like, do more than just have street fights or just make rap videos. We can actually be someone.
Did anyone have any other community experiences or comments about the community?
I personally feel like that the white people in the community feel like they can't be racist. Oh, yeah. Because like, they're so liberal. So like, I feel like we have a lot of black kids in the community. We have a small amount of programs so like they just go unnoticed, and I feel like they don't understand that, like they don't look at it the way we look at it.
And then, like, back to the harassment thing, like, or like the group of black people, like, even if I'm walking by myself, like, if I have a book bag or something, like, there's been multiple times where, like the lakeside security, like, stop me and ask me, like, why you got a book bag home? Or every time I get a ride home, like, they'll pull me over, like, pull us over and, like, ask, or try to make a different excuse, like, oh, you going over speed limit, or, oh, we didn't recognize you, or, oh, you were coming down the street too fast, like just harassment.
Oh yeah, I also got some over there by Kmart. We went in, like 5 of us, all book bags. We went to go to get money off a card at the ATM machine in front of the store, but we came in through the K-Wash, the laundromat way. Right when we came in, a man we knew approached us, and basically he came to us to see what, what we was doing, but they didn't know that we knew him, and they thought we was gonna like steal, or I don't know what they thought that we was gonna do. And we were just thinking in our head like that's basically racial profiling, because you see a group of young black men walking in the store with book bags on, you automatically thinking we're going to steal, but they didn't know that we was going in there to get money off a card.
I have an experience. I was coming home from school one day, and I had got off the bus. I was walking, and I had seen the car that was similar to my brother's car, so I thought it was them, so I had stopped walking. But when they had got closer, I saw it was like 4 people in the car, and they was all Caucasian. One of them rolled down the window and was like, "This is a white neighborhood, you need to leave." And then I had said something, and then he said he got the car. I was just waiting on him to see if he was going to do something.
I guess similar situations like that, I mean, like racial situations, like with something that would happen like that at our school, I feel like I wouldn't get no attention. Like it's even been teachers to say things like they're racist, or they would rather be on the side of the street with someone white rather than someone black, and nothing happens. But if I was to walk up to a Caucasian and call them names and harass them, it would be immediate attention, especially since I'm a black female. And I feel like it shouldn't be that way, and that the teachers should show more they shouldn't be biased to their own race. Like, that's not okay. And I feel like that's how it is at our school, which is why we need more teachers of our color. So I feel like that should be like something, urgency on that, because I walk into a room and I only have like 3 black people in there. Everybody else is white, and you expect me to appeal to a white teacher. Like, that's not gonna be okay.
We have a couple of people that haven't had a chance to share any views or experiences, and I think we had some audience questions. So the question was, going back to school in Black History, and what would you like to see that Black history is taught year-round? How would that look like, in other words?
Okay, about what I was saying. I would say year-round, because I feel like since we not used to the school doing it, I mean, if we just do it for February, like, okay, like, that's it. So I feel like for us getting used to us talking about the Black history, we have to do it all year round so we can get used to it, and not just 1 month and just forget about it the rest of the year. So.
I would like for it to be all year round too, if something like that happened. Because in my old school in Chicago, we had an African American history class. It like starts from when like Africa first started to thrive through slavery all until now. Well up until now, like Obama and stuff too. So we're going through about like 500 or 1,000 years of like African American history. And that was a class I was really like thriving in. I was like very happy to go to that class. That was my first period class in my old school. And I used to like the class a lot because like our teacher, he was an African American male, and he was really educated. He knew what he was talking about, and I learned a lot in that class.
I feel like it should be all year round, and we need to learn more about where we come from, rather than just bringing up the 3 main people like Dr. Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, Harriet Tubman. It was more people that made achievements back then, and like it'd be better for everybody to know more about the African race.
One more person.
2 more.
Kaylee.
I was gonna say that I feel like it should be year round, because just as we learn the success and downfall and the growth of Caucasians, I feel like we need to see that for not just African Americans, but all cultures and minorities together, so that everyone in the school can experience their history. It's not just focused on one culture or one race.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, like Hispanics too. We have history.
I mean, I think like each race should have their own month to know about their history. But for Black history, I think we really just want like us to be noticed and our culture to be noticed and really focused on not just the 3 basic generic people. I mean, yes, they're great, but we would like to know more than just the downfall of all African Americans. I think that's what they're trying to get at.
The question was, when did you start noticing the difference in treatment? And do your siblings have the same experiences?
Well, I started noticing when I started going to school out here, like at my old school in Chicago. I didn't hear nothing about this. I really didn't notice it. Well, it wasn't really that diverse, but I didn't notice until I started going to school out here. Like, it was like a whole different ballgame. It was like everybody was acting different. Like, they treat us differently. Do my siblings, I don't think they understand what's going on right now, so pretty sure they don't. But I'm pretty sure they do in school, but they just don't know about it.
When I first came out, it was like 3rd through 6th, and like I didn't really notice like anything. But then I moved and came back during high school, and my freshman year when I first got here, like it was like, oh, like you're big, like you look like you're good at sports. What do you play? And then when they see me play, they oh yeah, like showing me. Like I'm thinking like when they give me compliments, I'm thinking it's like oh like thank you. But like now as I go on, I'm like you never ask me about my grades. Like every time you approach me is oh are you ready for this season? Are you ready for that season? Are you going to score 2 touchdowns? Are you going to drop 20 points? It's never do you have a 3.0? Do you have any F's that we can help you with? Like, do you want us to help you get a tutor? Like, it's never that. Like
And I would like to add on to that. I started to know the change my 7th grade year at Southeast. I wouldn't say I'm a football star, but yeah, I play football. And I'm a good player, I should say. And like he was saying, like they never notice. Like they always see me as a football player, and like they never like I write poetry, and like I don't City High don't have a poetry club. Like they don't have anything, and like my interest is always sports.
To touch on that too, I would say it's the same thing. I lived here when I was younger, but you don't really notice the difference when you're a child. So when I came back a few months ago, it's like it's diversity in Chicago, but it's not a lot. Like I went to school with mainly other black children, so when I got here, immediately I noticed the difference. Like everybody is different. Like the teachers, some of the teachers are nice, but some of them not really like. Right. They gotta be nice. They don't ask us about our personal life. Don't ask about anything. Like to say I was struggling when I first got here and then nobody ever, like one teacher literally said, I feel like you're gonna be somebody, and she didn't even know me for like a month, and she could tell that I was gonna be something. And she's the only teacher to ever tell me that in my entire life. Only one teacher out of that entire school, and all the teachers that I do have. And I felt like that was crazy. And they don't never, like he said, they don't never ask you how you doing, how your grades. They just worried about getting you out of there. Either you going the violent way or you going like you gonna fail, but they don't never ask you, are you succeeding? Like, don't nobody care.
Thank you. We have another audience question. One more. The gentleman asked, what do you think that white or Caucasian people can do in the community to better support you? To support minority youth, in other words.
I would just say get to know us before you cast a judgment.
And show us you guys care.
Hey, like, just try to understand us better. Like, every time we laugh and joke around, we're not trying to be disrespectful.
We just trying to have fun. That's it. We still kids. We not adults yet. Like we just in high school. Like you can't take everything serious because everything is not serious. Well, it is, but not everything.
Yeah, I agree with them. I just feel like you guys need to get to know us and take the time to talk to us and just like actually see why we might act the way we act, why we crack jokes in class, stuff like that. Just actually talk to us and get to know us, and then after that, that's when you guys can start like getting programs for the black kids in the community and just start it. And I feel like once you guys get to know us and take the time, there's gonna be a change.
Right, exactly. Cause like really, like we are low key lit. Like people just like need to get to know us because we like real nice. We just like chill people.
In my opinion,
Definitely.
I think you guys need to just give us a chance because everything is based off of stereotypicals. So we gotta jump through hoops 2 times as much as a white person just to get the same opportunities. You guys need to give us a chance and wipe whatever you think you know that a black people or whatever you feel what a typical black person is. You need to wipe that out your mind and let them, let us give us a chance.
Exactly, because I feel like we just have to like exactly. Like I just feel like we constantly have to like prove ourselves to everybody, just because everybody look down on us for no apparent reason at all.
Right, like there's no reason we gotta be nice and we gotta do this because you're afraid of us or you feel like we finna do something to y'all. Like
And that's not right. That's not all.
Y'all just
that's not all black people. Like everyone's not like that. Just because you see like little videos on Facebook, Twitter,
Right,
Instagram,
we
whatever
just
you
be
do,
playing.
we're not like that. You can't just watch one video and just think every black person is like that because it's not.
Right, like that's the same as like every cop like don't go around shooting black people. Like we have to understand that. Like that's the exact same case.
Yeah, any negative like thing you think about black people, just get it out of your head and just try and just know them. That's all you have to do.
y'all just look at us and like just automatically assume, oh, they this or they that just because of. But in reality, we not even like that. It's just you can't before you read a book, you can't judge a book by its cover unless you read it. So you can't just judge based off what other black people does. It's.
You have to get to know us.
You got to get to know us individually because myself, I'm actually lit, But as a group, we lit for real, like legitimate lit.
And, I would like for Caucasians to look at us as like scholars and not criminals. Cause like I feel like we deserve a chance.
That's my boy.
That we smart, and I would like also for them to like. If we fall below like what y'all expect of us, just help us get above that.
Exactly, like pick us back up. Just don't let us fall and just look like, oh, well, okay, I'm just gonna walk by. Like that's another one, right? Like no, it's
y'all
not.
Y'all gotta pick us back up. Y'all gotta motivate us to do better. Go ahead.
No, we know.
But some Caucasians try to put a label on us, like she gonna try to fight, or she gonna do this, she gonna do that. No, like.
You can't label anyone.
Yeah, like I don't like it when people tell me, oh, you're a black girl, so automatically you got attitude, you gonna be loud. Like everybody got feelings, right? Like I know y'all done got mad before, so why can't I get mad because I'm black and this is a stereotype? So now I gotta control my anger and I have to speak really low because y'all gonna say I'm ghetto. But I don't want to, like, I have the right to express my emotions just like everybody else. So, like she said, I don't want to be labeled because I can't express the way I want to feel. Like, yeah.
And, like, everybody don't express their feelings the same. Everybody expressing differently. You can say what you got to say.
And just in my opinion, I've seen white people way crazier than just black people. Okay? I mean, with the logic,
definitely.
Most white kids are the ones who go around the school and like going ballistic, and us black kids are just doing us.
I was.
Okay, thank you. So do you feel that there's anyone in the school that supports you that you could go to?
Fred.
Yeah.
He was just telling us the other day failure is not an option. I mean, he the one who tell us to be motivated. Like, he organized every event that we go to. He's the reason we're here right now. Like,
I will also have to agree. I would say Frederick Noel. He helped me out a lot because, believe it or not, I actually want to go to college and major in health, and so people look at me surprised, like, we never expected you to do that, but Fred always told me, you can do it, just keep your head up, and I'll be there right with you, so don't ever put your head down and don't ever get up on your dream. I feel like I would love to major in health, but then again, I would love to prove to people wrong that I can actually do something too, so just don't believe something or don't assume something.
Yeah, I want to also put on that. I wanted to go to college and be an engineer, but most people don't look at me like that. They look at me, you know what I'm saying, just an athlete and want to be an NFL football player. But I just want y'all to just want people to just take the time out to just know me, and yeah, that's basically it.
I'll also say Frederick Orlando North second.
I'm gonna say something.
Like today, I just had like an hour conversation with him about like problems in the school, like stuff like that, or him betting like all of us, like everybody up here, like right now, most of us, like he betted all of us $200, like anybody that get a 3.0, he giving us $200, like stuff like that.
That stuff like that motivates us.
Wait, I would also like to say G World, Miss Keisha, Miss
Yes, Miss
Lizzie,
Keisha. We didn't forget about you.
and Miss Rook. She's in the audience.
Yes.
It's like it was just days when I was just like, I don't want to go to school. Like I just want to like just stop going. It's like Miss Rook was always there for me. Like she helped me get into Mount Mercy, and I got my full 4 years scholarship. Yes, going for nursing. It's like, yeah, it's just like people like that at school. It's just like you can't go to everybody, but it's just like some people you can go to, like Miss Rook and G World.
I would also say Fred too, because since I came to like City High 6 months ago, Fred has been looking out for me nonstop. Like I ain't really had nobody on my back except for my parents. Because the teachers they don't really be on my back because Fred see my grades. He'll be like, you just sitting there, you got some work to do. I know you do, so go ahead and get that out and get to doing it.
All right. I just wanted to say separate is not equal. It just equals hate. Equal unity equals love. And there should not be a race to determine who you are. It's just who you want to be.
Thank you. Do we have? Okay.
I would
Do
also
you have one
say
more?
Mr. Omar is a good person to talk to because when I did some bad things my freshman year and I was a student at track for a couple of months, Mr. Omar was my wingman. He was in my corner to make sure I was down packed everything, and here it is. Now I'm back at City High my sophomore year, and Fred stepped back in and was my wingman and motivated me to do better and just make sure my grades is good. And
I always would have another teacher. It's my biology teacher. Her name is Ashley Hansen. She's a really great person. But outside of biology, she makes sure that I stay up with all my other work. She allows me to come in and work along with her one-on-one for biology and do some other homework with her. And it's really nice, along with my track coach. I mean, I'm not running track this year, but he always comes in every week and telling me that I'm doing really good with my grades. And it's just nice to know that there's some people that actually care and check up on me. So I would like to thank those people also.
I would like to thank Lindsay too. She in the crowd. She doesn't work at our school, but she volunteers along with like other people, and they are like really motivational. They don't have to be there, but they are, and they like help us succeed. So that's like Fred's little team, and they like help us just be the best people we can be.
Also, Mr. Harper is a great person too. That big fella back up.
It's a teacher named Meg Corbin, and she really helped me so much. She showed me that like there's teachers in the community that actually care and want to talk about more than just the stuff we gotta talk about. We actually talk about social justice, like real stuff, and she just showed me that there's actual people that care about us.
Man, like I got the same teacher, like Miss Corbin. Like she is by far the best teacher I ever had in the school. She actually sit down with you and make sure like you get your grades up. Like I had an F in her class, and like within 2 weeks I had an A, and I finished with an A up in her class. And her class just like it's interactive. Like everybody is engaged, so it's fun.
I think that's one of our problems today. We only have a few people that we can depend on or count on. We need to build more support systems to have on our side.
Ms. Corbin is a good teacher for me too. Is Lizzie?
Okay, I think we have to wrap it up. And I want to thank everyone and thank the students for coming.
watching City Channel 4. On TV, online, on demand, on Facebook, and now on the go on your mobile device.